Right, speaking to Canvey Island manager Danny Heale, Fulham stays 4-3 defeat against Bury. Danny, where do we start with that one? A crazy game. What happened?
Well, to go 2-0 down, they've scored after 44 seconds. Wind played a big factor in the first half, but I thought our first 20 minutes we were poor, really poor, and then I think we got back into the game and got our 2 goals, and then come in at half time 2-0, and then it was all us. We controlled the game. We went 3-2 up, controlled the game. Then we give a penalty away. I think we give a penalty away every game now, and then we're just weak mentally. We conceded the penalty, and then 3 minutes later we go and concede again, and then we had a go at the end. But just game management poor, really poor, and we're in a bad time at the minute. We've got to try and get out of it.
So coming back from 2-0 down to make 2-2 before half time, and it looked pretty dead on that we would go on and win easily, especially when Taylor scored his third. Was you happy with how we responded to going 2-0 down?
Yeah, I said to the boys at half time, I said for the first 20 minutes it was nigh on embarrassing, but we got ourselves back going, started to go. From 20 minutes onwards we dominated, moved the ball around well, created chances. Taylor got 2 great goals, and then the second half we come out again and got ourselves in front and looked pretty comfortable, to be honest, because obviously with the strength of the wind and that, and we was attacking the clubhouse end with the wind. But it's just the same old story week in, week out, and we can't keep making excuses of it. We ain't been good enough. We're turning up for half a game at a time, and we're doing all right in half and getting our noses in front and then getting punished. But same story again today, just in a great position. Enoch's missed a great chance from 6 yards out to go 4-2 up. The keeper's made a great save from Jack Simmons just about a minute afterwards, and then they go down the other end and get a penalty, and then we just flopped at the end there and just weak mentally. Just the lad up front for him has got through 3 people and managed to get his shot off, and that it's just not good enough. And it's down to them players in there to try and get us out of the trouble we're in at the minute.
So should we, as you said, we missed a host of chances before they equalised. Should we have been out of sight before they even got that penalty?
Without doubt. They've had 2 patches in the game. They've done well for 20 minutes, Bury, and then they've for a little 15-minute gap in the second half. But they've scored in them times, and we've not dominated the rest of the game. And you can't score 3 goals at home and not win the game. So we're just not good enough today.
It was clear that when they equalised for that penalty, their heads went down, and that has happened quite a few times this season. As soon as a team has scored against us, the confidence has gone a little bit. Is that something that's really concerning you?
Yeah, it is concerning me, but they're big enough and ugly enough in there to take it on the chin, and I've said to them, we're drumming it into them, and it just keeps happening to us. Dominated the game against Kingstonian last week, played them off the park for 45 minutes, 1-0 up, coasting. Penalty decision again, a bit harsh on us on the day, and then we fouled like a pack of cards for the last 2 goals, and same again today. Got done so well to get ourselves back in at 2-2 just before half time against that win, because it's really strong out there. But then we played better football, got our noses in front, and then we fouled like a pack of cards again. It ain't good enough.
At 3-2 we looked quite comfortable, then Rio pulled up with an injury. Danking had to come on, and looked a little bit out of sorts at times. Did you think that injury to Rio changed the game a little bit, changed the shape?
Yeah, I thought we defended quite well up until that point. So the Kings brought the boy down for a penalty, but I just think it's harsh. That's happened. Jack Simmons has gone down in the first half and that, and the rest waved it away. There's nothing there's no difference to the one they got given. But that don't happen to us, and we ain't took our chances, and then we defended poorly towards the end there, and sort of run out of ideas at the end. But listen, they've had a rollicking in there, and they know we've got a massive game now on Saturday against Enfield, and we need to bounce back and quickly. I've looked at the ball today; it don't look good on the eyes, but results. No one around us has won today, and so it's as we were really. But we've got to pick up points quickly.
So we've done a lot of work on the strikers, bringing in Enoch, bringing in Taylor Tombides. Is it the defence now that you want to start looking at? Obviously we're shipping quite a few goals.
Yeah, that's the problem. But that back 4 that played today, when we look back at it and we had a management meeting, that back 4 kept 7 clean sheets in 11 games when we was on our FA Cup run. But it was woeful. Some of the goals they scored today against us, and it were woeful. Just lack of leadership, lack of. Sometimes you just got to clear your lines and just get there and get ourselves pushed up. And people will have too many touches, or the clearance of the balls just not fouling long and turning them. They're just dropping into the full-back's chest, and they're just bringing it down and starting to play again. But you go through it. We had a good training session week, and especially after last Saturday's game against Whitton being called off. And I was looking forward to today's game, and then we started slowly. We got ourselves back into it, and then was pretty comfortable really at 3-2 up, and then the penalty decision changes the game. But we've missed 2 great chances before the penalty, and the game should have been out of sight. But that's the way it's going for us at the minute, and we've just got to be strong and stick together, and hopefully we'll get through it.
So the one positive is Taylor Tombides. What a debut. What did you make of his performance?
Yeah, he looked really sharp in training. We've had our eye on him for a little while, and James Rowe's been good enough to let him come out to us and that. But no, he was a shining light on the performance really, and he worked well with Enoch up front, took his 3 goals really well, so that's a major plus point. But we'll be looking to bring a centre half or a defender in. We're going to try and work out magic by the weekend hopefully.
So we find ourselves slipping down the table. The question's obviously going to be asked. Are you getting concerned about slipping into those relegation places?
Oh, massively. I've just said to them, at the moment, our form suggests that we're going to be in a relegation fight, and them players in there are too good for that. We've got too much about us and that, but we are, from the start of the season and that, last season we had obviously the chairman here and things were a bit rosier, but we've had a lot of bad injuries today. Like Dobbo played today, and he made such a big difference to us. And Jake Owen come on at the end there, so he looks like he's back with us now. But we haven't been in a situation to bring, after them 2 players got injured, to bring new fresh faces in. We haven't had the money to do it, so we've had to trust in the young lads and bits and bobs, and we fell short in a few areas. But that's what we've got to deal with. So it ain't worth keep banging on about it. That's how we've got to go with it. But we've got a few boys back now, and we've got 4 boys in our squad that don't get paid nothing. Do you know what I mean? At this level, that's unheard of. So we're having to move things around and try the best we can to make things work for us. But we're not feeling sorry for ourselves. We just know we've got to step it up. It's again today, like we've lost 4-3. Do you know what I mean? It easily fine margins gone the other way, but you can't score 3 goals at home and lose the game 4-3. It's not good enough.
So, how important is Enfield on Saturday? What with Maidstone and Hendon, both high flying coming out, how important is it to go to Enfield?
Well, we need to pick up points, and we as a side normally do better against the better sides, to be honest with you. But Enfield look like they're on a bit of a downward spiral at the moment after having a good run, and it's just about character now. We've just got to roll our sleeves up and have a go.
Fantastic. Thank you, Danny.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers, mate.